Hello, everybody. My name is Jamaica Leverett, and I'm the career advisor with JSU Career Services. And today we have our Sunday Spotlight Sunday.
And I'm Becca Turner, Director of Career Services at Jacksonville State University. And today we are honored to talk to Natasha Melton.
All right, Natasha, we're ready to get started. So first, tell us a little bit about yourself. Your name or your background info or anything that you just like someone to know about you.
Okay, well, first of all, thank you both for even having me on here. So I'm truly honored. My name just changed, so I'm still practicing. So my name is Natasha Melton. I actually got married about 3 months ago now on October 10th, 2020, in the middle of the pandemic. I don't know what we were thinking. I currently live in Pelham, Alabama. From San Diego, California, which you can't tell because I am so Southern. So I wasn't there long. I've actually been in Alabama most of my life. I grew up in Montevallo, Alabama, where my mom is from, and then transitioned in 2004 to Birmingham, Alabama, where I graduated from Shades Valley High School in Irondale. So shout out to the Mounties. From there, I was given the opportunity to go to JSU, which I didn't even want to go to college. So I was super excited to get there and get out of my parents' house, of course, is what we're all trying to do when we first get into college. So I went to JSU, and it definitely changed my life, to be honest. It's where I was able to kind of grow and become who I am today. So I truly feel like the people at JSU invested in who I am right now. I received my bachelor's of science in nursing from there and became a nurse. So I've been a nurse for almost 7 years. It'll be 7 years in January. So now I currently live here in Pelham, Alabama, with my husband and my dog, which you might hear kind of bark in the background. And I work at Encompass Health Lakeshore here in Birmingham as a rehab nurse.
Well, hearing you talk about JSU in that regard certainly makes us all feel better, because those of us that work here, I think, can relate in that it is service-oriented work here. And for those of us that have the opportunity to carry that out each day, we're very grateful. So it's nice to hear you say how impactful that experience was for you on campus. Tell us about your JSU story. What were you involved in? I know you are quite the achiever, so certainly tell us about your achievements while you were here. I mean, anything you might want to share that tells your JSU story.
Yeah. So I didn't even think of myself as an achiever, but I definitely think that JSU gave me, when I was thinking about what I was going to talk about, the opportunity for those achievements. I did ambassadors while I was there. So that definitely helped with public speaking. I was able to talk about JSU and how great it was. I also ran for Miss Friendly, which I would have never done in high school. I was definitely not a sports player or involved in anything. So when I went to JSU, I literally blossomed into the person that I would become. So I did ambassadors. I ran for Miss JSU. I also did some Senate work while I was there. While in nursing school, I was honored to win the Laura Lee B. Wallace award as a student there. So that was amazing. I also was able to join the sorority that I'm a part of, Delta Sigma Theta sorority, which was probably one of my biggest accomplishments from there, and also graduating from there. Gosh, now I feel so old, I can't remember everything I did. I did a lot of community service things through different groups. I was an RA on campus all the years that I was there as well. So shout out to all my RAs that are listening and who are RAs now as well. So just trying to think of everything. I had a great time. I learned a lot. I did a lot of different things. So yeah.
Great. Well, you definitely are a great person, and we appreciate everything, all the things you did at JSU. It shows. So switching gears a little bit, tell us a little bit about your career and how you think your educational background prepares you for that.
Okay, so currently, like I said, I'm a nurse. I work at Encompass Health Lakeshore Rehab as a rehabilitation nurse. My education definitely prepared me for that. One, because it gave me the degree to practice as a nurse. But also, one thing that I am so proud of from JSU is, especially being part of their nursing program, every nursing program is different. But one thing that JSU nursing program instilled in me is that I'm not just a nurse who takes vital signs or gives pills or talks to doctors, that the care of the patient is holistic. So anything that they need, from, of course, taking them to the restroom or helping them eat or changing their clothes or anything, that I was not above any type of duty whatsoever, that I had to pride myself on taking care of the patient, in the entire of the patient. So that definitely prepared me for the nurse that I am now. A lot of times people tell me, you do so much, you do too much. You need to just do what you're supposed to do. But I always say, the whole thing with the patient, everything, taking care of them, that is my job, down to, like taking them to the restroom. Like I said, I want to take care of the patient holistically, is what we call it. So JSU definitely prepared me for that, or my educational background prepared me for that as well.
I think I can speak for those of us, excuse me, who have had family members and loved ones in the hospital. It's the nurses that give that holistic approach and, that really make a difference in the experience of our loved ones. And so, in the midst of COVID or not, we appreciate those nurses that have that mindset and go above and beyond, because it certainly does not go unnoticed.
Right.
So thank you for that. Tell us a little bit about the experience that you've been able to gain in the nursing field, in the different areas throughout your career, the last 7 years as a nurse, the different areas that you may have experienced in the hospital or outside of Encompass, if you have any other experience. But tell us a little bit about that.
So I am definitely a nurse who wanted to be a part of different areas of nursing. So I've had a large background in different areas, and I'm proud of that. I did ICU, which I truly believe is one of my passions. I loved it. It definitely challenges you to think critically, but it also it instills in you the empathy. There's nothing like a patient who can't tell you what's wrong, and you're having to figure it out, and you're having to critically think, and you're having to deal with their family members. No one wants a member in the hospital, and nobody wants to see their family member on a machine that's breathing for them. So it is definitely one of the areas that is that sits in my heart. It warms my heart. It is my passion. Nursing is my passion, but ICU definitely has a special place for me. So I've done ICU, all the areas there. I started out as a little orthopedic med-surg nurse at Gadsden Regional Medical Center. So I was there for a good while. And then I have also done PACU recovery. So that's basically patients that are coming fresh out of surgery. I have done clinical nursing assistant, where I was able to work with an internal medicine in Alabama, and saw his inpatients. So that experience actually provided my next step in life as a nurse, which I will be graduating tomorrow from Stanford University with my doctorate as a doctorate of nursing practice, as a family nurse practitioner. So that kind of guided that course in my life, because I was able to go into the hospital, practice with a little bit of autonomy, while the physician also, helped and things like that. But that's when I knew I wanted to do more. So I knew that being a family nurse practitioner would kind of give me that role of autonomy so that I could do those things. What else have I done? I've done travel nursing for a little while. And then that was kind of cut short, even though I loved it. And that's when I went to Stanford University and started working on my doctorate degree.
You've definitely gotten your hands wet in different areas of nursing Congratulations from us.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Graduation tomorrow with your doctorate of nursing.
Thank you.
With that experience and those different areas that you've been able to get your hands wet with in nursing, what key skills or factors do you think are essential for a career in nursing?
I think that anyone can say, especially nursing, it takes time management. You would think you can get everything done in a 12-hour period, but you definitely have to manage your time appropriately. And that's just life in general, having that attribute of time management. Also, the biggest one that I feel has guided me as a nurse is remaining empathetic. A lot of times, just like any job, you get burnt out. I kind of compare it to when your child says mom for the first time. You're like, oh my God, they said mom. And then they say mom again. And you're like, oh my God, that's awesome. And then it turns into mama, 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 and you get burnt out. So remaining in that spirit of being empathetic to the patient is so important. And sometimes you just need to kind of rejuvenate. But I always try to see each patient as a single patient. Their story is different from the last one. So I can't say, well, they're not hurting as bad. This person didn't hurt that bad. Well, I have to put myself in their position. So I've tried to always remain empathetic while being in practice as a nurse. So I would say the biggest key skill is just remaining empathetic as well. I mean, of course, time management, being a good team player, those things are always important in every job. But I feel like in nursing, you truly have to be able to be empathetic.
Again, one of those skills that when we're in the hospital with our loved ones and we see that, we're like, we've got a good one. Right. So, yes, thank you for that. So tell us a little bit about, on a serious note, tell us a little bit about nursing during the pandemic. And I mean, of course, you're coupled with your doctorate in education, but tell us about how the last year has been as a nurse.
Right. So before I even start on that, I would hate to even speak on the pandemic and not say something in regards to ones who have lost their friends or their family, or you've been sick, or, had some type of issue as far as with the pandemic. My condolences go to you. I pray peace and comfort in this time, because I know it's difficult. As far as a nurse, I guess the word would be challenging. It has been challenging. I won't lie, and I don't want to sugarcoat it. Please wear your mask for sure. Wash your hands, protect yourself. It's challenging, but I try to remain positive. I would hate to get on here and just say, oh my God, it's awful, because it's hard, but that was the career I chose also. So, I'm excited that I'm able to take care of people, but it is challenging. It's hard. It's hard wearing a mask all day. It's hard not being able to interact with your patients like you used to. I'm a hugger. I'm a hand holder. It's okay. We got this. We're going to get through this. It's hard to not be able to do that. For me, fortunately, I don't work in an area now where it's ICU, where, patients are having to be alone and possibly pass alone, which I just could not imagine being that type of nurse right now. But it is hard, even in the area that I'm in, not having visitation for those patients. We've had a lot of patients become depressed. They become more confused. They're lonely, and you do all that you can as the healthcare provider, but you're not daughter, you're not husband, you're not sister, you're not friend. So it's definitely been challenging. It's been challenging for the healthcare providers, but it's also been challenging for the patients. So wear your mask, wash your hands, keep your family safe, and I know that this too shall pass as well. So it's definitely been challenging.
And thank you so much for your positivity. Thank you so much for all that you've done, all the nurses, the healthcare officials, and healthcare just people and everybody in general, not only healthcare, but everybody who's had a part in anything that caused a change in their life with the pandemic. I know it has been challenging for us all. So thank you for all that you've done specifically during this time. So, what advice would you give someone that is interested in a career in nursing?
Do it. Go for it. I'm one of those people. I'm very led by what God would have me to do. So I can't go without saying, if God is calling you to do something, do it. So once you've received that calling, plan, focus, prepare. One of the things I always tell people, I went to college. I had no plan whatsoever. I literally was just trying to get out of my mom's house. And I was walking one day and I literally was crying. And God told me, you're going to do nursing. And I was like, oh, he must be talking to the girl at the library, because that is not me. But he told me that again. And I said, well, it must be for me. So I ended up applying, got in. It was anything that is worth having is worth working for. So it's going to be challenging. It's going to be hard, but it is so worth it. There is so many different areas of nursing. Even if you don't want to do bedside, I have a friend who actually is a JSU grad. And yes, and my sorority sister, and she does IT nursing, and she's phenomenal at it. I'm so proud of her. And of course, I love that. I cannot work anything technical. So there's so many different areas of nursing, but just stay diligent, stay ambitious, stay focused, stay hungry, and you can definitely be a nurse. So just do it.
We certainly need healthcare providers right now. So we need more healthcare providers out there. So thank you for those words of encouragement. And I want to say how proud I am of you for your accomplishments in your field. You are a rising star, and I think anybody that has the opportunity to be your patient is a lucky one. And I'm a big believer in the nurse practitioner field. I've had phenomenal results from building a relationship with my local nurse practitioners. So I'm proud of you, and I'm proud that you are a Gamecock. So I'm glad that I am so glad that you did not go to the University of Montevallo and you came to Jacksonville State. And I just want to say thank you for your time today. And
thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Jamaica, for identifying this superstar. So anyway, having said that, just enjoy the rest of your day, and follow us on Facebook. For those that are listening, follow us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram at JSU Careers and at JSU Career Services. Sorry, I think I might have flubbed that, but follow us on social media.
Right.
And before we conclude, our last question, we want to just make sure you get everything out. Is there anything else that you would like to share with our JSU people watching? So whether that's for faculty, staff, students, alumni, graduates, whoever, is there anything that you'd like to share?
As far as any just JSU students right now, keep going. I know it seems like it's so far away and you feel like you're never going to graduate, but I promise you will. And it will feel so good. And it will be so worth it. So keep going, keep fighting, keep studying, keep going to class, even when you feel like you don't want to. I know it gets hard. And to alum of JSU, especially new alum, stay encouraged. It's hard when you graduate. I mean, you get your degree and you think, okay, well, I'm about to get a job. And it can be challenging to find something. So don't be discouraged by no's. Just know that's not the one for you right now, but God is preparing that special place and that special job and that special seat just for you. So don't be discouraged. Keep going. It will come. I promise you. You can ask any alumni that's a little bit older than you. They'll say it was a little challenge, but I got where I was supposed to be at. To the faculty and to the staff, thank you. I truly believe where I am in life right now was from the investments of faculty and staff at JSU. I would not be here right now or receiving my doctorate of nursing practice if it wasn't for the faculty and staff at JSU. I literally blossomed when I came to JSU and started to excel and value who I was going to be in the future. And that's because faculty and staff, they invested that time into me. And so I started to feel like, well, I'm worth it. And I started to value myself as well. So I would definitely just leave that and just thank you, Jamaica, so much for even asking. And I am just truly honored to even be on here.
We appreciate you and we thank you for everything you've done again and again and again. And it was an honor for us to even have you. So if there's nothing else, this concludes our Sunday Spotlight Sunday.